All right, folks, sexy. Hey, let's wrap up scenario 2 from Band of Brothers Screaming Eagles. So it was a 7-turn game, and the objective was for the Americans who started on this board, which I explained in the first video. They must eliminate all of the German squads that started on this board. And honestly thought it was going to be kind of tough because of all the buildings they were in. But I took the option in the scenario that says you can remove, I think it was 3 second line squads and replace them with 2 first line infantry squads and 1 extra and another decoy. So the one on the right is a second line and the one on the left is a first line. So I chose that option thinking I would have something better going on. And unfortunately, I don't want to say that there weren't points where the second line didn't do their job, because there were a couple houses where they actually held up pretty good. In fact, this was the last one here. Well, this and this were the last ones here. What Todd and I, who's sitting over here watching right now, what we determined was after this last turn that routing is brutal in this game. Extremely brutal. Because if you're in melee with an enemy and you get routed out, the first hex you go into is in the zone of control of an enemy unit. The same one you were just in the hex with, and now he's not in melee, so it ends up eliminating the routing unit, which happened on numerous occasions. Okay? Then, so this guy, German, that was in here, the German and the American were in this hex right here. The American had to route out before melee, so no matter where he goes, all right, even if it's in with one of these guys, he's eliminated because he's adjacent to a unit now that's not in melee, okay? But then this guy, now he is adjacent to these 2 units that aren't in melee, so he's got to roll for route, and he failed, and the game ended. So there you go. We did it. It's a 7-turn game. We did it in 6 turns. And the casualties up yonder, you can see 3 squads for the 2 reduced and 1 full squad for the Americans, and all 6 squads. What do they got there? 4 second line and 2 first line infantry squads. The paratroops are awesome, strength wise. The German first line squads, I mean, they're not too god awful. They got a longer range than the Americans do, that's for sure. So, but trying to get these guys into good opportunity fire spots. You know, when you're opportunity firing, you're using your proficiency fire number, which is the second one here on the side. So they're only using 3. So your second line infantry was only using a 1, whereas the American paratroops, they were a 6 and a 5. All right, even when they are reduced, they're 6 and a 5. So all right, so this is Band of Brothers Screaming Eagles. This is the second scenario. So I've played the intro or the training, and then I played scenario 1, now I played scenario 2. So let's move on to the next one. American victory. I'd say that was pretty decisive the way they handled the German squads in this one here. All right, let's get this posted so y'all can see how this ended out. Again, 7 turns. We did it in 6 turns. The paratroopers did it in 6 turns. So, Band of Brothers Screaming Eagles, Worthington Publishing. Talk to y'all soon.